Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Well, I'm very happy today to talk to you about Meet the Neighbors. Meet the Neighbors, meet the neighbors. Yes, I have done songs and videos about Meet the Neighbors to promote them. So, a little background about the why behind Meet the Neighbors. So, when I opened my business about 8 years ago, I had a client who was known internationally. I mean, people were flying in from all over the place. Obviously, that was a while ago. Nobody's flying in from all over the place today in 2021. But this doctor had such a huge following from out of state and out of country, but he could not get anybody in his own backyard to come to his office. I mean, he had some, but he certainly did not have a thriving local business. So I said, well, have you ever met the neighbors? Because I noticed when I was driving to his office that there was this huge sports facility of professional athletes that probably could benefit from his services, not just their services, but their wives' services. He did a lot of aesthetic procedures and beyond. So I said we should meet the neighbors. And really and truly, that is how this event came to be. It was that simplistic. And to this day, it has always been my most successful event because business life is all about relationships. So the only way that people are going to know that we exist are to meet them. I will give you some tactics about Meet the Neighbors towards the end of this. And as of late, I have been doing virtual Meet the Neighbors, which is even better because sometimes it's very hard to get people to just show up to your event. So having it right at your computer or right on your phone to join a Zoom meeting of networking has really, really been awesome for my clients. So, this is how it goes down. A lot of physicians, I'm going to say, think that they should only meet other physicians. Well, I am the complete opposite. I know that everybody is 6 degrees of separation, right? We've all heard that before. And if you have a friend that owns an automotive shop, a gym, uh, I promise you, they have other humans in their lives that might need your medical services. Who doesn't go to the doctor? Hello. Hopefully, today, more telehealth than ever. But it is really, really so beneficial to not just be in your own like niche. I did have one practice ask me to do a meet the neighbors and, only invite referring doctors, which I thought was a huge mistake. And I did say that, but I think that it is so much more appropriate to bring in all different people because people need people, like the Barbara Streisand song. But no, honestly, people know people. Like I know a lot of people because I have spent a lot of time networking myself to make sure that I have real, true relationships. So when it comes to these events, I can ask them to join, or I can ask them who do they think is a super connector that could come and be at this Meet the Neighbors. So a little bit about how the meeting goes. Now that it's virtual, I will tell you, it's the same thing except it was in person. I used to only do these meetings at 7:30 in the morning. That's right, 7:30 in the morning. I still believe 7:30 in the morning is a great time because I'm an early bird. And I also know that most professionals, most entrepreneurs, most doctors, most lawyers, they got busy days and they don't have time to get together for sure after work. But I've been lenient this year, more flexible in 2021 about having it during lunchtime because this way you can eat your lunch at your desk because you're doing it anyway, and you can at the same time meet your neighbors. So, what I do is I use Eventbrite. That is the platform I use. It's free. You can pay for additional services, but it works well for me to use Eventbrite. And I don't want you to be fooled to think that this is an easy task. It is not. I have I have promised myself many times that I would never do this event again. I've been saying that for probably 7 years, and I keep doing it because I know how beneficial it is. Even if my client goes, "Oh, there was only 20 people there," well, that's 20 people that you didn't know before, and 20 people cared enough to come. That's a lot. I think most people in today's world were so focused on how many followers and how many people can show up. It really only matters about a small group of people that care enough about you to tell other people and amplify that. So I use Eventbrite and I create the event. And along with 13th Avenue Media, they create promotional graphics. So I have one for Instagram and I have one for the Eventbrite cover. So it looks good, looks like something you'd want to attend. It's professional, it's inviting. And then comes the silent stalking. So I know everybody thinks this is an easy task. It is not. Okay. When I think about a Meet the Neighbors, I'm always thinking about what kind of business and who would be the best collaborators to join in this Meet the Neighbors. So I think of all different kinds of people. I mean, at this last event, I had, it was for alternative psychiatrists, but I brought a friend who is in the music industry because I know that the psychiatrist is very musically inclined, and another psychologist is in a band. And then I had another doctor attend that's a drummer. So why wouldn't I do that, right? Because that's enjoyable and that adds a little flavor to the event. So I really think that you have to understand before you decide to do something like this, because I encourage you to do it. Don't think for a second that people are just going to show up to your business. They're not. They're just not. I mean, most people come to a medical practice, a hair salon, a nail salon, because somebody told them about you, a restaurant. So we have to really understand that it is the people that build the business. And if you are involved in your community, you will bring business in. It's never one thing. Like I could go on for days about how people think it's just social media, or it's just having an event, or it's just doing constant contact. What? No. Or it's sell, sell, sell. Oh, Lord above, please stop selling, everybody. That's free advice I'm giving you today. Stop putting that phone number. Every time you post something on social media, you are scaring away everybody. So to get back to the silent stalking, you really have to have a list of people. So this last event, just to give you an example, I invited 75 people for a month. They got maybe once a week, they got an email. It was being promoted on social media. I do videos about the event. I tag people. It's work. And you don't want to do too much. So I would post it like, say, once a week. I would text it to people that I thought should attend. I would email it. But I certainly would not give up if I sent out 75 emails and only 2 people responded. 2 people respond. I'm like, yes, maybe the next time 3 people will respond. It's such a slow process because why do people want to come to anything that you're having, really? Like, you need to think about that. What value are they going to get? So I make sure to tell everybody about the value that they're going to get for joining a Meet the Neighbors. You're going to have relationships. You're going to meet people that you would never be able to meet, especially in a pandemic. Like nobody's able to meet anybody in person anymore unless you have a mask on. And then it's weird because it's only like a few people that you're supposed to be around and social distancing. So this virtual Meet the Neighbors thing has been really, really great. So I've done 2 since this year started, and I'm doing another in April, and I'm probably going to do another in May because I really just know how it works, And I have a lot of clients through 13th Avenue Media that we do their social media, and I think a lot of the clients think that that's all they have to do. Like that is not how you grow a business. How do you grow a business? You have to do everything. You can't just pick one thing. You have to be willing to do everything. So I use Eventbrite, I email, I have Excel spreadsheets. I make sure that I know when I sent the last one out so it doesn't seem like too much. I'm doing a lot of social posting, like I mentioned, Instagram stories, putting it on LinkedIn. doing reels about it. My goodness. I mean, there's so many things. And I make sure to ask people that I know, because people that I know understand the value, and people that have attended them before understand the value of having them. And then, you invite 75 people, and you're lucky. You're lucky, my friends. If 31 people, like the last one, RSVP, yes. So I'm like, all right, 31 people. That really means that like 15 people are going to come. That is reality, everybody. I work so hard just to get those 15 people there. And you are lucky if you get 2 people to show up. But you have to really work hard. And I've never had a Meet the Neighbors event where I did not get the most beautiful email after, or somebody says it while they're there, of how they didn't know what to expect, but this has been so great. It's been so helpful. There's no way I would have been able to meet this doctor or this salon owner or this restaurant owner unless we were all at this event. So, I mean, myself, I'm in a collaborative workspace, and there's a ton of people in that space that I don't know who they are. I certainly could benefit from a Meet the Neighbors. So I say yes to this. Okay. So Eventbrite is a great platform to use. We also have done Facebook ads. Those are very unique. You have to really be good at doing them in order for it to work. But I highly recommend trying a Meet the Neighbors, because it is always more than just doing one thing to get everybody to know about you and your business and creating relationships. Because honestly, I can't say it enough. And I talk about the book, Never Eat Alone. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Never Eat Alone. It even has, if you're listening on this podcast, you can't see this right now, but if you go to Facebook Watch, you can. On my Never Eat Alone book by Keith Ferrazzi, I have my decal of my logo, because nobody's stealing this book from me. I have so many notes in it. I've done talks about Meet the Neighbors, because I truly believe in my core and my soul that it is all about who you know and how you provide value to others that will benefit you in your business, and that means in your life. So thanks so much for joining us. I hope this helps, and I hope you join the next Meet the Neighbors. It'll be worth it. I promise. So don't forget, if you mention that you have seen the show or listened to the podcast, Thai Technology, 3 months for free.